Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Seth Bohnhoff.
Well, if you don't mind the heat at all, it's not been too bad of a day here across Central Illinois. But if you don't like it, well, maybe not been the most fun day in the world. Still looks nice outside, though, as we take a peek over there towards the State Farm Center. You can see mostly blue skies, kind of some of those light clouds there in the background. It's been a pretty nice sunshiny day here for the most part. Looking at our radar picture, not picking up a whole lot right here in our coverage area, but you don't have to look too far out there to the west to notice things are awfully busy up there in the northwest part of the state, and especially over there across the Illinois-Iowa border right now. Plenty of warnings up and down the line. See those solid boxes. The pink is a severe thunderstorm watch. The yellow is a tornado watch. So lots of activity out that way. Staying away from us for now, but of course we'll see that maybe pick up a little bit more this direction as we get deeper into the evening. Heat index values right now are definitely tough to handle. 100 in Champaign, 103 is what it feels like in Decatur, and 103 your heat index out there in Springfield. Of course, if that rain arrives here later tonight, that should cool us off a little bit, but we don't want it to come in the form of severe weather, and that is certainly a chance as we kind of get here closer to the evening hours. Not looking at a super high chance for rain in general, just because things should be weakening as they get closer and closer. Notice here on your Storm Prediction Center outlook, we go from orange to yellow to green very quickly. Not a whole lot of real estate that we kind of travel there to get that risk to downgrade 2 different levels. So we'll watch and see how this thunderstorm complex that's currently up there, how it evolves here over the next several hours, because although there is expected to be a weakening trend as we get deeper into the evening, the question is when exactly is that going to happen? Because if it happens a little later, it could be right on our doorstep, could affect some of our northwestern counties. But if it happens a little earlier, then of course we're just dealing with some of those waning showers and just kind of mild thunderstorms. That would be the best case scenario. That's kind of what some future track models are starting to put out there right now. But of course, time will ultimately tell. We'll keep an eye on that as we go deeper into the night. This graphic, I think, best illustrates just how rapidly things are set to just kind of transform as we get deeper into the night. You got a 7 out of 10 on your tornado risk index out there in the northwest part of the state where you see that orange color. Then that drops very drastically down to a 1 wherever you see the blue, and that's many of us here in Central Illinois. So fingers crossed that things kind of behave themselves. If anything, I think we might be watching for a few isolated strong gusts, especially up there across the kind of I-74 region. But again, time will ultimately tell. That's not our only storm chance here over the next several days, because into the weekend we will see a pair of storm chances, although these ones don't look to be quite as widespread. Just talking about a 40% chance tomorrow in the afternoon, and then all the way down to 20% as we make our way into Sunday. Storm Prediction Center outlook for tomorrow has pretty much just a broad marginal risk across the whole area. Then that kind of is trimmed down there closer to the I-70 region by the time we get to Sunday. Very isolated storm coverage with these next couple of rounds as that front tries to push on through tomorrow. Notice maybe just a few of those storms pop up in a couple of places. Not too worried about it on a large scale there. And then the same situation as we head on to Sunday as that front maybe drags its feet just a little bit, allows for just a couple more remaining storms to float around. So mainly watching for that wind threat with any kind of decaying storms, but got to keep an eye on that tornado risk just in case things weaken a little later than what is currently projected. All right, let's have a look at that 7-day forecast. Still staying rather warm here over the next several days. Might see our coolest day on the board Sunday, where we're only down to 86, and then just like that, Tuesday, Wednesday, back up there into the 90s. So kind of a very repetitive pattern here lately. Feels like there's always been storm chances. We're always kind of hanging out there around the 90-degree mark. That's summer here in Central Illinois for sure.
There you go. Welcome.
That's right.
Indeed.